Made it. Landmannalaugar. There's a little grocery store and coffee house here, which is cool. And there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of tents. There's all sorts of stuff. So, it's a little windy. I might actually put on my wind jacket. Otherwise, sunny and nice here. Blue skies. So, looking forward to this. Quarter-mile into the Laugavegur Trail. We've already passed 5 people, 3 of whom appear to have little running vests like they're runners, but they're not running. So I'm not sure where they're going. Maybe they're just day hiking a couple miles. So these are cool, colorful hills, especially this one straight ahead. With the red and the green and the yellow and the brown. And then, I'm not sure exactly what direction we're heading because I'm not looking at the map, but somehow we got to head up through these hills and mountains to hit our high point for the hike, which we hit, I don't know, sometime in the first 10 miles, I believe. Can verify that later. But weather's great. It was a little windy right when we stepped out of the bus, but now I'm already hot. So. Looking back where we started, sort of a rocky wasteland. Some steam over here too. So, about a mile in. A couple miles in, we're heading up into these hills. It looks like pretty easy trail so far. Past probably 20-25 people already, and you can see there's another 10-20 right in front of us, more on the hillside. Looking back, on the climb. I believe we're technically on a glacier, even though this part is more like a snowfield. There are crevasses over to the left, for sure. There's Tom's leading the train up. Just crossed a big, well, I guess this is a glacier too. Just heading across. We got more climbing to do. I'm not sure where. Up that way, maybe. So, probably about 4 miles in, maybe. Just a guess. I really have no idea. So, it's nice though. It's a little windy, a little chilly. Fresh water, fresh water. Oh yeah, and fresh hot water. You can go hot or cold, whichever way you want to go. Yeah. All right. We have a pretty big climb in front of us. It's gotten better down here off the ridge. That's a cool little bubbler there. So headed up through snowfields, probably between 500 and 1,000 feet climb right now. We're walking across a very long snowfield, probably a good, I don't know, half mile long. I was telling him it sort of reminds me of the Muir snowfield that is just really long. Of course, that one's like miles long and it's very steep. This is more or less flat. Look at this black obsidian rock to make some arrowheads out of it. And back on snow. The snow part sucks. After we get done with the high parts, we shouldn't have a ton more of this. But yeah, just shugging along here. Well, I believe this might be the high point of the trail. We're just over 6 miles in. Come across snow fields. There's obviously a lot of snow going forward. Yeah, nice one. Hey, great. Could go down there. I don't have much. I ran out of my bladder water already. It's the last part of the initial ascent up here, and then we have a lot of downhill miles. Came across, we were up on that ridge out there. Came across a bunch of snow fields. Now one more little couple 100-foot climb, and that's it for the climbing for a while. So should be fun. Walking on this ridge around the high point. Like the baby Whitney windows. Sort of. Little spires. Came back, the high point was sort of, well, we're going up still, but the steep climb is up to where those dudes were. These are cool, colorful hills out there. Colorful hills of Iceland. So we're about to start dropping, like I said. We don't have much more up, and this is just pretty flat, so it's gonna get easier. We have what I believe is a mix of geothermal water and glacier water. I might just fill up right out of that. And it's feeding into this, forming this little cave under the glacier, so to speak. Pretty cool. Tom's just took a spill. We're definitely on the descent now. You can see we got some cool lakes out in the distance. You can see probably the valley we're going to, maybe. I don't know. That river valley. Not really sure. And then maybe it bends down. Obviously some high peaks out here. But we're sort of leaving the snow mountain zone and coming down. Pretty cool descent. It's massive greenish valley that has, I guess, multiple wings to it, because there's sort of some ridges in between. But pretty cool, pretty vast view from here for sure. So we've come all the way down from up there. Now we're walking along this river, creek, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty cool. It's carved out these tunnels in the snow, and we have to cross it, but we don't have to get wet. We just have to walk on the snow. That's too easy. I signed up for more difficult challenges. On our way to the lake down there, or the huts by the lake. Looking back up where we came from, there's Tomes. We're at about over 11 miles, maybe close to 11 and a half miles in. We've made it down to, I don't know, it begins with an A, by the lake here. We just had to jump over a little river. It was fairly easy. We didn't want to have to change our shoes. We went in different spots. They both worked out. And we are at, I believe, 12.9 miles when we hit these huts here. Let's say WC. WC and shower. Huts, campground, restaurant, trash. Okay. WC 2. Restaurant 6. WC's on the opposite side. So I'm gonna go check out the WC, and maybe there's water somewhere too, although I did just fill off out of the stream. So. First crossing of the day. This place that I now need to climb up this steep embankment, but we're up, and now I gotta dry myself off. So that was the first crossing. Success. Yep. Crossing number 2. It's a little more treacherous this time. Oh, it's cold. It's cold. Not past my knees though. Upper shin. Success. There goes Tomes. I'm gonna get up to drier ground here. Actually, I want to refill some water. I'm gonna do that. Just cresting sort of a high point here, a little saddle. There's Tomes back way behind. There's a cool little K2-esque looking mountain, and we're just on a bunch of little rollers for the next 10 miles or so, or maybe next 8 or 9. I've had 2 crossings. We got a lot more, including one that goes up mid-thigh, is what we've been informed by some passers-by coming the other way, but that's not for another 5 miles or so. So yeah, that's where we're at now. We're entering this little valley. I was gonna say village, but I don't know. It's a couple huts. There's an Iceland flag. It had a name on the sign. I don't remember what the name was. Sort of cool in this little green valley. These jagged little peaks rising up. There's my boy K2. We have a bridge for this crossing, so we do not have to get wet.
All right, this is Dave, friends with Kevin. We're crossing the river here. And we got this little bridge. So we're going up the bridge, and you can see this is the sign here. So pretty, pretty raging, strong river. Really great view right here. Yep, all right, it's not.
All right, crossing number 3. Not sure what I'm getting into here, but we're gonna find out. Ooh, yes. Dun, 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 dun. Gotta do the shuffle. Yeah, because you can't see the rocks, so you want to start a shuffle. Ooh, it's up to my knees. Shallowing up in the middle, sort of a sandbar. Sandbar! It's gonna get deep again. It's gonna be deep. Oh! It was above my knees. To my mid-thigh. That got high. Walking across this moonscape. It's completely flat and barren, and there's big rocks out on it that look like they could be tents or cars or buildings, but I think they're just rocks as far as I can tell. And yeah, we've hit we've hit over halfway to the hut. Raging rapids waterfall here. We're 18 miles in, 14 and a half or so to go. Okay, so you might get a little wet here, but it's not going to be bad. Whatever, I got a little wet. That's because my foot slipped. We're about 22 miles in. We're still on this moonscape, but I think we're about to finally start sort of dropping. And this drop will continue then for a little bit of time. Look at this landscape. So it looks pretty easy from here. I think we bend around to the left. There's some people down there. I can't see it on the screen, but there's some people down there. I think we're gonna wrap left. These are other trails that go up and one that goes that way, so yep. We're making progress. Those were the last 8 or so miles were incredibly easy. Like we were probably banging out close to 15s. Maybe not, maybe like 16, 17, but Yeah, we're doing well. It's quite the party little hut. I don't know, I forget what it's called already. You remember, Tomes? M begins with an E, I think. Oh, okay.
Too dear.
Go ahead. I was gonna say like Emstrur, M something, EM. Coming down a fairly steep descent, and I think bending left, crossing. I'm not really sure. We may be crossing this canyon. I think we would. We have to go down. I'm thinking we end up going right eventually, not up onto the glacier or towards the glacier. So we have less than 10 miles. We actually probably only have about 9 miles left. Like I said, the pace has really picked up, mainly because the trail has gotten so easy. It was flat for a long time, and now it's gonna be a net down. But we will have some ups of a couple hundred feet sprinkled in. But yeah, you're looking out to the glacial, I mean, there's the foot of the glacier. I mean, that's, you know, a good 2 miles away probably. Maybe not even 2, maybe only like 1. Not that far away, in other words. Got a bridge spanning this chasm. Pretty deep, pretty roaring, pretty cool. We got more sheep. They all got horns. Who wants veal tonight? Oh, he's peeing. That's his defensive, or saying it's his territory. I can pee on you too. Want me to pee on you? Haha, that's right, get out of here. Unless they're trying to flank us on the cliff. We got 6 or 7 miles left. We're gonna be heading down into that valley down there, so. One more little crossing here. With a nice rocky ascent. Apparently there's more little climbs, which I did not. We still got like 6 miles to get home, or to get back to the hut. And then, 18 miles tomorrow, by the way, to get to a parking lot. Well, we have to hitch a ride about 45 minutes back to where the van is. So, definitely not out of the woods yet, but we're at least making progress toward the end of the first day here. And I think we go up. Hopefully that's right. Crested this uphill. That rock out there looks like Jabba the Hutt. Not that I'm a Star Wars guy at all, but yeah, cool little canyon walls in front of us here. But this should be down for the most part now. So we'll see. We got to get down, I believe, somewhere in that valley. Walking down this valley, nice and green. Well, not that green, somewhat green. Easy miles now. Probably got I don't know, 4 and a half left maybe to our hut. Just fading. Saying walking into the sunset, but the sunset's not going to happen for 3 hours, so even though it looks like it's about to happen. So yeah, we got less than 3 miles left, but there's 2 more climbs, and we're just Almost at the top of one of them. So the sun was set behind the clouds, now it's not. But we are plowing ahead. On the other side of this, we got a drop off, fairly steep, similar to this climb, about the same. And then got a mile of flat walking, and then about a mile left. Well, we're at the top of the first climb. You can see the major glacial drainage going out, eventually to the sea, I believe. I think it might be that one we crossed earlier on the bridge, but for some reason this thing shut off, said low battery. I'm at 46%. I'm nowhere near low battery. So we still got 2.3 miles left by my calculations, which admittedly are just eyeing up the map because the track doesn't go to our hut. So something like that. It's starting to get a little dark. Luckily, aside from a few sprinkles at that lake, the weather's been perfect. Alright, we got maybe a mile and a half left, and we have to cross this big glacial, maybe it's not a big glacial, it looks like a glacial runoff, but for some reason it's not very crowded with water, but I don't want to speak too soon here. Unfortunately, I have one more crossing here. One more crossing here. Almost knee level. And when I say one, I mean a multi-part cross. Now I gotta get over right here. It's probably gonna be a little dicey, a little deep. But you know, one more crossing. This is the worst part, I think. I'm actually not sure. All right, last steps. And I'm across. We're technically in Thorsmork. It's a big area, but we got, I don't know, half a mile left to descend to where our cabins are. But it's this huge, I don't know if you can see out there, this huge glacial sort of floodplain that comes out. Made it. We're in this building. There's actually a restaurant and a bar and stuff, and a guest kitchen. We just refilled water. But here you go. Landmannalaugar, 55K away. That's what we did. So, I'm not sure what this is. But yeah, did it. Got these little TP huts, and then we're in this, I don't know if we have our own room or how it works, but we made it by 11, just before 11. So it was like 12 and a half hours roughly, a little less, 12:20 something maybe. We had like four or five crossings where we had to take our shoes off.